Hi! Welcome back to Sign Language class. I'm Mrs. Stedman and this is lesson 10. Today we're talking about feelings, position words, and just finishing up the words that we have left. This is the last lesson of this unit, so we'll learn some new vocabulary. I'll give you some resources so that you can keep learning even after this course, and I hope we'll have fun together today. So come on, let's get started. The first words we'll talk about are emotions. To sign the word emotions, make two letter E's and then move them up and out kind of near your heart because we often talk about our hearts feeling sad or happy or love. Emotions, emotions. To sign the word feel, use your middle finger. We've talked about this before. We use our middle finger often to talk about feeling. And brush it up your chest a couple times. Feel, feel. To ask someone, how do you feel? We're actually going to use the word what. We're going to point to the person and say, you feel what? And then they can respond with one of the emotions. The first one is happy. To sign happy, brush your hands, flat hands, up your chest. Happy, happy. To sign sad, take your hands and drop them in front of your face. You can tilt your head down a little bit and make a sad face. Sad, sad. To sign surprised, use two G hands, close them, and open them by your eyes. You know how your eyes get really wide when you're surprised? Surprised, surprised. To sign angry, take two claw hands and move them up, kind of from your stomach up. Like, you know how your tummy kind of gets tight when you're angry and then sometimes you just want to explode. It's kind of that idea. Angry, angry, and of course make an angry face. Maybe you're playing with your friends and you just feel silly. To sign silly, take a Y hand and twist it in front of your nose. Silly, silly. Other times you might be reading a book or just enjoying a beautiful day outside and you feel calm. To sign calm, take two hands and just move them down a little bit to one side and then to the other. Calm. Or if you want to tell someone, calm down, take two hands and move them a little farther right in the middle in front of you. Calm down. Calm. Calm. Or you might watch a really scary movie and feel afraid or scared. To sign scared, take two hands, close them, and then open them in front of you, like someone just jumped out and you're trying to protect yourself. Scared or afraid, scared. Other times you just feel bored. To sign bored, take one finger, stick it by your nose, and twist it. Bored. Yes, I know what it looks like, and that's the point. What do you do when you're bored? Bored. Bored. After a long day, you might be tired. Take two hands, bend them, put them on your chest, and move them down like you just want to slump into a chair. Tired. Tired. And last is excited. Take your two middle fingers again and move them up your chest. Similar to happy, but we're going to use our fingers and we're going, instead of moving them at the same time, we'll do one then the other. Excited, excited. All right, once more, I'll sign them twice and you sign along with me. Emotions. Two E hands. Emotions. Feel. Feel. How do you feel? You feel what? You feel what? Happy. Happy. Sad. Sad. Surprised. Surprised. Angry. Angry. Silly. Silly. calm, calm, or calm down. Scared, scared. Bored, bored. Tired, tired. Excited, excited. Now let's talk about some words to describe positions or where things are. We'll think about a box and a ball. You can go in or out, above or below. If you think about your hands showing a box and a ball, then these signs will make a lot of sense. But let's start with two very simple signs, up and down. That's it. All you have to do is point up or point down. To sign in and out, take one hand, kind of like you're holding a box or an envelope. Take your other hand and put it in, and then to sign out, your hand will be a little open, and then close it as you pull it out, like you're grabbing something in a box and pulling it out, in and out. Now to sign outside, like you want to go outdoors, instead of doing out this way, we'll do the same motion, but we'll go this way. Instead of pulling something out of a box, you're going out the door. Outside, outside. We still sign inside the same way, in. To sign on and off, take one hand and put the other hand on or off, on, off. To sign above and below, again, hold one hand flat, use the other hand and circle it above or below. To sign front, take a hand and just move it in front of your face. This is the front of you. To sign back, you can tap your back twice, back, or use your thumb and go back over your shoulder, back, back. To sign next to, put two hands next to each other and then move one, just a little bit, to emphasize that it's next to, next to. Or you can turn one hand back and move it close, next to. So for example, maybe there is a house next to yours. Or maybe you're asking your friend, can I sit next to you? Can I get close to you? So you can either say next to or next to. If you want to get closer to someone, then move your hand closer. If you're just describing that something is next to something else, then just move your hand out to show that it's next to or beside. To sign far, take two A hands and move one far away. Squint your eyes a little bit like you're looking really far, far. To sign near, take one hand and move the other hand near. Instead of doing it sideways, I'm doing this to show you the shape, you're going to turn one hand in front of you and move the other near, near. To sign this, just point right in front of you or to the object you're talking about. This phone. To sign that, you can either squint your eyes, again like you're looking far, and point to what you're talking about, that, or open your hand, take a Y shape, and smack it down. That. So if the word that isn't talking about something in the room, then you can just do this. That. Now to sign to, like maybe you're singing happy birthday to you, take one finger and move the other finger to it. To. Now remember, when we say I want to go to the store, you don't have to sign to there. Just point or just doing the sign for go is enough, because in the sign for go, deaf people kind of think of it as go to. But if you want to say happy birthday to you, or I'm writing a letter to somebody, you might do to. To sign from, hold the finger up and then make an X hand, kind of like a hook, and pull it from the other hand. So you can either go to or come from. So to you, from me. All right, let's do those one more. up and down, up and down, in, out, in, out, outside, outside, on, off, on, off, above, below, above, below, front, front, back, back or back, back, next to or next to, next to, far, far, near, near, this, that, that or that, that, to, from, from. All right, this next group of words we've kind of talked about throughout our lessons, but we've never actually focused. So I'm going to go through them one more time and make sure that we know how to talk about people, how to use pronouns. Of course, to say I or me, just point to yourself. To say you, point to the other person. To say he or she or it, you just point to the person or thing you're talking about. Now, if that person isn't there, kind of imagine that they are and where they'd be standing. Just point in a general area in front of you. He or she or it or him or her. To sign we, put one finger on your chest, circle it around like you're pointing to everyone else, and then back up at yourself. We is me and you guys too. We. To sign they, take your finger and instead of just pointing at one person or one thing, move your hand a little bit. They or they. Now, to say myself or yourself or themselves, we're going to do the exact same thing, but we're going to use an A shape. Myself, myself, yourself, himself or herself, themselves, ourselves, ourselves. And then to talk about possession, that means who something belongs to, mine, yours, theirs, we're going to use a flat hand. Mine or my, yours or your, theirs or his or hers or its, ours, ours. So it's the same motions for all three different sets of words. Me, you, him, her, or with an A hand, myself, yourself, himself, herself. With a flat hand, it's mine, yours, his, hers, theirs, ours. So it's the same motion, just a different hand shape each time. And I don't think we need to do those words again. It's pretty simple to remember that you're just pointing at who you're talking about. And that brings us to our last category. These I call the leftover words. They're the words that are left after everything else we've studied. They don't really fit into a category, but they're going to be super helpful for you to know. So let's go through them. Know. To sign the word know, like I know something, take your hand and bend it and tap your head. No, I know that. To sign don't know, it's like some of the other words we've learned. You take your hand and you move it out. It's the opposite motion. Know, don't know, don't know. To sign understand, take your hand in front of your forehead and then flick your finger up, kind of like a light bulb going on. Understand, understand. To sign don't understand, just shake your head and make something of a confused look on your face. Don't understand. To sign help, you're going to take a flat hand and put your fist on top of it. You can either move it up a little bit to just say they're giving help, or if you want to say help me or I'll help you, move it in the direction of the person you're talking about. So help me or I'll help you, or just help, help. To sign show, like I want to show you something, take a hand, take your finger and pretend like you're pointing to something, and again, move it the direction you're talking about. Oh, show me, or I will show you. To sign can, like I can do this, take two A hands and bounce them down a couple times. Can, I can. To sign can't, take one finger and stick it out and hit the other finger on top of it. Can't, I can't, I can't. To sign need, take an X hand and move it down slightly. Need. And kind of make your mouth in an N shape like the word need. Need. I need that. To sign give, you're going to put your fingers together and act like you're giving something to someone, or they might give it to you. Give. Give. Sometimes you'll use two hands. To sign ready, take two R hands and then shake them in front of you like you're excited and ready. Are you ready? I'm ready. Ready. Or maybe just ready if you're going quickly. To sign favorite, take your middle finger again and tap your chin. Favorite. Favorite. What's your favorite color? To sign love, take two S hands and cross them across your chest. You've probably seen people just do this even not using sign language. Love, love. And finally is the sign I love you. You're going to take an I for I, an L for love, and a Y for you and put them all together. That makes this hand shape. I love you. Now this isn't like a mushy I love you. If I was with a group of friends and we were having a good time and then I had to go, I might say, all right, I'm going, bye, I love you all. And that just means that I care about them and they're my friends. This is not a mushy I love you. This is just something you can do with people you care about. I love you. I love you. All right, let's do those once more. No, no, and don't know, don't know. Understand, understand. Don't understand, don't understand. Help, help me, help you, help. Show you, show me, show you, show me. Can, can't, can't. Need, need. Give, give you, give me. Give or give. Ready, ready. Favorite, favorite. Love, love. And I love you. I love you. Good job. All right, take a look at your worksheet. Today, I am going to tell you a story in sign language as well as with English you can listen to. I'm going to tell you about Toby's day. Toby has a lot of feelings and emotions in the story. When I get to a part about his feeling, I'm going to just sign without speaking. You pay attention to the video and fill in his face to show his emotions. Most of the signs in this story you will know, so as you watch and listen, you might want to go back later and turn the sound down and just pay attention to the sign language. See how much you can understand. You have learned a lot of signs in this unit, and I think you'd be surprised at how much you can understand of the story. But for now, get your worksheet out, get ready to listen and watch, and fill in the blanks on how Toby feels during his special day. This story is about a boy named Toby. One morning, Toby woke up and he felt, why? Today was his birthday. He got up and got dressed. He put on his favorite blue shirt and ran to the kitchen. His mom was standing there cooking eggs. She saw Toby and said, "Happy birthday!" "Thank you!" She gave him a gift. "For me?" Toby asked. He opened it and looked inside. He pulled out a book, his favorite book that he really wanted. "Thank you, Mom," he felt. After eating his eggs, Toby read his book. He read and read. It was so fascinating. He read for an hour. But then he felt, so he went outside. Toby played in the backyard. He saw his friend next door. There was a fence. Toby stood on this side of the fence, and across on the other side, his friend stood. And the two of them talked and laughed and came up with funny stories. Toby felt with his friend. Later, it was time to eat. Toby went into his house. His mom had a cake. She brought it out. On her phone, she showed him his grandma and grandpa were doing a video. The two of them sang, "Happy birthday to you." Toby enjoyed the song, but he felt he missed his grandma and grandpa. Then his grandma and grandpa told him, "Guess what? For your birthday, we're giving you a ticket. You can fly to visit us." Really? Toby felt, "Thank you, thank you. This birthday is the best." When Toby woke up, he felt excited. When his mom gave him his gift, he felt happy. After reading for an hour, he felt bored. When he talked to his friend, he felt silly. Listening to his grandparents made him sad because he missed them. And when they gave him the plane ticket, he felt surprised. All right, great job. You guys have done an awesome job these past 10 weeks. I hope you've learned a lot. If you're interested to keep learning some sign language, there's a page there that has some books and some YouTube videos that you might want to watch. There's a storybook about Alice Cogswell and the beginning of American Sign Language. There's a children's dictionary to help you keep learning more signs. There's also a YouTube channel where you can watch stories in American Sign Language. It's really cool because you'll get to hear it and see the person signing as well as see the pictures in the book. It's a lot of fun. And there's also a channel of a deaf family that teaches some vocabulary. They have two little girls and a mom and a dad, and they'll go different places and talk about different words in sign language. So I hope you'll check those things out and continue learning and practicing what you know. Thanks so much for joining me the past 10 weeks. I hope you have a great summer. It's been wonderful teaching sign language to you. Bye.